Okay, so let's start with the basics of basics. What do the buttons do? A lot of the game is based on fishing for your 2B, crouching light kick, and being able to confirm these is a big tool. Geese can do 2 of them, and then confirm that into a crouching light punch, 2B, 2B, 2A, standing light punch, 2B, 2B, 5A, or standing light kick, 2B, 2B, 5B in notation. Personally, I think the crouching light punch, that's the easiest one. It's probably the least damage out of all of them, but I like it a lot better because you're still holding down, which lets you do quarter circle follow-up moves much easier than letting go and having to do it again, in my opinion. So 2B, 2B, 2A. I think that's going to be the basic low poke confirm for Geese. I'm not going to personally bother with anything else. The 5 bits of damage for that are trivial to me. I'm going to drop that too often. It's easier on my hands and thumbs to just do 2B, 2B, 2A. So I'm going to stick with that. Otherwise, if you catch them doing something bad and you got time for heavies, the normal command normal system works. Your standing C and then 6A command normal does this. That works fine. You can do that when you catch them doing something real bad, but otherwise, you're not going to be able to get that off of your low confirms. But it's okay. You don't need that. That's not such a big deal. So let's just start with the basic 0 bar combos, which I'll show you what you get from these lights. Which was that. We saw that already. You get the A version of Fudoken. Quarter circle back with A, and then press 6A for the follow-up. That's a unique follow-up compared to doing the C version of the move. You have that double palm strike when you do the heavy version. That doesn't work. You can't do the lights into the heavy version. It's too slow. So if you don't have any meter to use and you catch your light confirm, all you pretty much get is the A, Fudoken, and the follow-up. That's the only follow-up that version has. You don't get the knockdown or anything like that. That's it. And you could super cancel that. If you got used to doing that combo over and over and over again, and you just did that all day and you did have a meter, you could super cancel that if you wanted to. It's not a big deal. Your Reppuken will hit them, but he's not great at super cancels. I think he's better to save his meter for EX combos and then save it all up for Raging Storms. That's really it. He's not good at super moves in combos. We'll get to that. So that's your basic no meter. Or if you happen to catch a heavy like we talked about, you can do 5C, 6A, and then you can switch that to the heavy version of Fudoken, which has that double palm strike. The other kind of option that's worth taking a look at here is doing Fudoken into the low sweep follow-up. It's a little bit less damage, but it leaves them a bit closer. And you can actually do that super off of it too. You could do a Raigo Reppuken super to follow that up if you wanted to. Other than that, I don't really mess with that option either. You're not going to see that too much unless you really need it in this particular situation. Most of the time, you're going to have a half a bar, and you're going to do something else entirely. So those are your 0 bar combos. Low confirm into A Fudoken, and heavy confirm into C Fudoken. That's about it. All the other options you have, Reppuken is too slow. The Flying Sun doesn't have a hitbox on the way up. That one has a hitbox, but it won't hit off of these particular moves. It's very picky. Nothing else works. Your parries aren't any good, and your command throw is not good in combo applications. So that's pretty much all you got for no meter. Whereas half a bar, things start to get fun. Because your light Fudoken combos off of lows, as we saw before, so does your EX. Your EX Fudoken causes this crumple stun. And in that state, you can do lots of different things, but pretty much what you want is heavy Fudoken into the stomp. The Fudoken slam kick follow-up lets you pick them up like that before they've recovered. That's still a guaranteed part of the combo. So that's where you're going to end like 90% of your combos, to be honest. The only thing you would do is that into Raging Storm if you have 3 bars. Otherwise, you're just sticking with the command throw, really. I mean, you could try things different in the corner, just hit them and reset them or whatever, but that stomp kick into the throw, that's your basic hook. So to put it all together, your light confirm into crumple stun, and then the stomp kick, pick them up. That's a simple half bar combo. No problems there. 255 is decent, but you can actually get a little more. Even though your EX Fudoken causes that crumple stun, if you do the C follow-up, you get a wall bounce. You can do the exact same thing and adding the wall bounce and still end the same way. Same result. They're in the air and the slam kick pokes them into the ground. That crumple stun state is airborne, so when they get hit with the kick, they are slammed into the ground hard. So either way, it's the same kind of like juggle state, whether they're in a crumple or in the wall bounce. It doesn't really matter. That works the same. So you can do it off of either. Honestly, I don't see any reason not to do the wall bounce part unless the wall is close. If you happen to be getting close to the wall, then they could bounce over you sometimes. You might not realize that and get weird stuff like that if you try it. So that'd be the main reason to omit it. Otherwise, go for it all the time. It works just as well. You can do the same combo from your heavies. It's worth noting that you might have to delay the bounce a little bit to let them come closer. You might miss, but you'll get the timing so you don't have to rush that one. You can wait it out and go. So you can do that off of heavies if you want and get the same combo. Or the only other real option he has is to do the Flying Sun. That causes a nice little bounce on its own right in front of you. And guess what? Same follow-up. That's actually a little bit more damage than all the other options we've looked at so far. The problem with this, with the Flying Sun move, is you kind of have a weird hitbox. This is really the only way to get to it. You can't get that off the lights. You're too far away. It's a little bit picky. So you got to save that one for the big boy combos, for when you do something big time. A quick max cancel or a big punish, then you can start with that if you want to. But as we take a look at the 1-bar combos, which basically are 2 EX moves, there's not much worth spending a single super on. You're going to get more by doing 2 EXs. We're going to find out real quick that you could do both. The EX Fudoken wall bounce and the EX Flying Sun ground bounce. You could pretty much do those in either order. I'll just show you off of the heavies since they can both be done interchangeably. I'm going to start with the wall bounce. Simple. The only caveat with that is you got to dash up a little bit after the wall bounce. The hitbox on this is kind of low and short. So once you do the wall bounce, you just dash up and do it, which is simple because it's got a forward input in it. So EX Fudoken to the wall bounce, dash up into Flying Sun, and then end your combo, or do the Flying Sun first.
Nice combo.
Almost interchangeable. The damage difference was 2, quite literally 2. So the way I kind of look at it is if I get a heavy, since only heavies can access the Flying Sun, and it does result in like a tiny bit more damage, that's kind of what I stick to in my mind. If I do get him with a heavy, I do the Flying Sun, and then whatever else I have from there. If I'm doing it with lights, I go for the Fudoken since that's a much easier cancel. That's kind of the way I stick to it in my head. So for full bar combos, that's pretty much all you're going to do is decide which one you want to do, and then you're going to end with the same stomp kick and the OTG throw. So to end with supers, you could do, say, like 1 half bar combo and end with a super. Your choices are just not very good. Gyro Reppuken is pretty much the only thing that hits, and that doesn't really convert into any more damage. You have to sacrifice the ground throw to do that, and you get almost the same damage. So there's very little reason to end his combos in supers. The other one is the parry, so you obviously can't use that. Raigo Reppuken is your only choice, and it kind of sucks for this stuff, to be honest. So just to kind of show you an example of other things you could do, mainly like a quick max cancel. We didn't talk about this command normal, the flying kick. Can't be canceled in any other specials or whatever, but he can quick max it. So you do have that stuff. So if you do happen to land one of those, you can quick max, but that's your only real confirm. And again, these are for big time punishes. This has no different properties in neutral. So you could just use it neutral as like a low evading flying kick or whatever. And if you catch that, you get quick max and all the stuff that comes from that. But since he can't do like a level 1, then level 2, then level 3 super, there's not a lot you really get out of that. So the simplest combo that I could use that spends everything and still fits in a single max bar is basically all you're doing is a level 2 Replicant as soon as he connects the second punch, and that has to be canceled immediately in the Raging Storm. It just immediately. It doesn't even cancel late, let alone connect. So you're pretty much just doing that one after another. And the bottom of the Replicant will hit the Raging Storm altogether. You're getting the damage. But 773 isn't like a ton for a quick max cancel necessarily. I guess it's not bad. But the issue is you can't really do any more than that. Even if you did a raw max mode, there's not much else you could do, right? You just have this stuff. Same difference. You can't really like stretch that out because you don't have the supers to fill it out. So Geese doesn't seem like he's the anchor that he used to be. He doesn't really take advantage of 4 or 5 bars. He takes advantage of 3 spectacularly, but 4 or 5, not so much. It's kind of weird. Without having a system that values multiple like combo bounce follow-up of things, this game is kind of tailored to spending like 2 EXs in your combo, and that's kind of like the sweet spot. From there, you can add on supers if you want more damage, and he's not fit that way. He's kind of looking for a way to tag you with a level 3, and that's pretty much it. So a little bit of a different combo game from old Geese, but if you're familiar with KOF stuff, all of this stuff is right at home. These are moves that he always had. He just doesn't seem to have, you know, interesting EX fireball stuff that he used to have. I mean, I guess you could jump in with one of those, but there's no like short hop fireball combo stuff that I've found. You know, being able to max mode and then short hop, that doesn't seem to be there in this game. You can't throw it off of this. I don't know. Seems like that part of the game is also missing too. The fireball block string stuff is not there, and it's not there in combos either. So that's pretty much it. If you got anything else, something I don't know about, or a way to use different moves or whatever, please feel free, leave that in the comments. Click subscribe and the notify bell if you want to see more videos like this in the future, and I'll see you next time. Later.